This isn't really a part of the show. It's just me talking about that stuff. Well, I get everything turned back on because my computer died when I knocked the power. I gotta not ever do that. It's so bad.
Oh, that happens.
Yep, it can happen. All right, let's see.
Luckily, we weren't in full mode.
Yep, show hadn't started yet before I killed it. That's always good. So, but I did kill the computer, so I have to turn everything back on and wait for it all to warm up. In the meantime, did you happen to break down and get Apple Plus?
No, not yet.
I see.
How much does it cost?
I think it's just $5. First of all, there's surely a free trial for it. It's for at least a week. There's at least a week free trial, and it's only $5 a month. And if you like the show or any of their shows, one of the shows is worth probably $5 for a month because you can watch them all in a couple of days or a day, right? At least a season of one of these shows. Like I just feel like, so I think that actually that show Foundation is made to be like a flagship kind of show for Apple Plus. They're like, man, we're gonna make this really great show and people will love it and they'll just flock to Apple Plus. Oh. But it's not really happening. But it's a really good show. Yeah. Like they really,
what
really...
I saw was pretty awesome. It kind of reminded me of like the coolness of a lot of shows.
Yes.
All blended together.
Well, part of the thing is the source material is Isaac Asimov's Foundation. Not that it's deeply related to it. It's attached to it. But Asimov's Foundation is like... It was the first galactic empire. Like, the first person to write about galactic empires and stuff in space was this guy. And people like George Lucas and Frank Herbert read this and was like, oh, I want a galactic empire. I could make a galactic empire, but it'd be cool. There'd be aliens in my galactic empire. Or Frank Herbert's like, there'd be drug addicts in my galactic empire. And so it's some people now go back to it and like, well, this is kind of boring because it's only elements of those things, but it's definitely inspiration and influence on those things. It completely is. And there are, people say this all the time. There's a lot of Dune in Star Wars. There is a lot of Dune in Star Wars. Absolutely. There's a lot of Foundation in Star Wars too. Yeah. Absolutely. Like anyone who made a galactic empire after Frank Herbert is...
There's direct connections between them.
Yeah, there is.
Spice and,
There's, oh, can't have this. There's so much more like what was I just going to say? The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is all about a dude who works for this encyclopedia of the galaxy, collecting information for the galaxy. And Foundation, its premise is that the galaxy is going to collapse. We need to make an encyclopedia that catalogs everything. Catalogs everything. So that's it's like directly. They could be companions. They could be kind of part of the same thing, or just a parody farce of that stuff. It's great. Star Trek completely like is like Foundation at the beginning of Foundation before because. First of all, Asimov wrote hundreds of books, just so many. Like he wrote a whole series on robots and how humanity deals with robots in the future and is influenced and affected by them. He wrote a whole series about this galactic empire, and then he wrote his whole Foundation series, and then he tied them all three together in his end days with other stories, which just makes it all really fucking fascinating and cool.
Let me pee real quick.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like the perfect time to start. No, it's just like,
that's okay.
I ain't gonna be able to make it.
Black, gray sky, hello blue. There's nothing can hold me when I hold you. You feel so right, you can't be wrong. Rocking and rolling all week long. These days are not being free. These days are
ready as I'll ever be. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the MAWPCAST 1 radio program.
Hi.
We're your hosts. I'm Potter.
And I'm Chris.
We come here every week to play you songs from Tacoma and beyond. We do our best to find local music that you've heard or not heard or want to hear or don't want to hear, and we play it for you in a random sequential order.
Yeah, whether you like it or not, we are going to play it.
Yeah.
That's the way it is.
It's true and not true. You know, I mentioned last week about the cringy song, and then I was also, I'll not mention any names, but I was in touch with someone, and I'm like trying to get some of their stuff from their very prolific and great catalog of their career. And then at one point he's like, yeah, I was going over some stuff, and you're not going to get all of it. It's like there's something that was a little cringy in there, and we're just going to leave that where it lies. And I'm like, well, all right, I get it. I can't argue. I can't argue.
Yeah. I mean, I get it.
First of all, it's theirs. Like, well, also, like, but
they'll save that for their biography. You know, when they do a, you know.
I just want to say, me not knowing what that thing is, I might still get it and put it out eventually.
And then they won't realize it.
Yeah. So, like, now I'm not trying to embarrass. It also dawned on me that, like, while I withheld a very, very cringy and offensive song, like, there is a cringy and offensive song that slipped through, like, of the same nature. I'm like, wow, I let something else somewhat like that slip through. But it's not like I'm trying to censor anything. I'm not trying to censor anything. Yeah. I am sort of intentionally censoring one thing, but it's not like
because it's still available.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're holding it back.
Yeah. I'm just not trying to shove it down people's throats or anything. Yeah. Or let it go wild. I'm having technical difficulties ever since I accidentally shut my computer off. Let me try to get everything under control here. So we were just had a landslide of new stuff, which we're going to play all of it today on the show.
The vinyl. Oh my gosh.
That's a great song. Yes, got a great song.
Love that.
We didn't even hear.
So cool.
We didn't even hear the B side of it, actually.
Really? And is that newer or older?
The vinyl?
Yeah.
Oh, that's from 76 or 75.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, that stuff would kill now.
Yeah, it will. It'll kill in 15 minutes.
Oh, yeah. Wait till you hear this song. Woo.
Yep. I'm going to try to get it on YouTube right away, too. It'll probably be on YouTube before the show goes up. But regardless, we'll be playing it here today. A new single by Chinook we got.
Chinook.
Yep. They're great. Chinook, who also became Kid Blast. And just everything that they did was fantastic. Like, we're fortunate enough to have a whole album from Kid Blast, and there are 6 singles from Chinook, and we have, I think, half of those. I think 3 of the 6.
That's cool. That's something that, and it's something that I believe that just about everybody can appreciate.
Oh yeah.
You know, the way it's written, the way it's portrayed, the instrumentation, everything that goes along with it. It's just, yeah, you can't help but to appreciate
Not everyone likes, it's classic rock. Not everyone likes classic rock. Like, you could flip on, like, I don't know about these days, but in the old days when we used to listen to KZOK, it's just the kind of stuff you'd hear on KZOK, or more appropriately, or accurately, I should say, AM radio. It's very AM radio rock, you know. Yep.
But if you're any type of a music connoisseur,
the musicianship,
you'll appreciate
it
to the fullest extent.
Same with the Kid Blast and all the stuff that they did. It was excellent. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we do play some stuff that, maybe some people can't appreciate for whatever reasons and stuff. But stuff like this, it's just like,
well, we play some things that are not everyone's into melody. Like, who makes music. Gotcha. Not everyone's into, like, some people want to make stuff that is like the absence of all of that. They want to make their version of beauty out of chaos and rage and noise and or whatever. Any kind of tapestry of sound is music and art to you.
I even saw this one video, and I think it got like a lot of views or whatever, but it was simply a guy with a cart with a guitar amp on it going down the road really super slow, dragging a guitar face down. Mm-hmm. So it's all, and it was like, God, I think it was like 3 or 4 minutes long or something like that. But it got like thousands and thousands of views. And I was just like going, holy cow. But, I mean, there's something there. I mean, somebody saw something there to begin with. And that's their vision of it and stuff.
Performance art is its own kind of world.
Yes.
So,
I know. I saw one with the snare drum. That was just kind of questioning.
Yeah. I've dipped my toe into the world of performance artists, and it's whew, it can be a lot for sure. Oh, let's see here. I think I was making some notes for this show that we're doing right now. This is episode. Whoops! Stop! We're not ready for you.
What's going on?
Stop.
Wow!
I don't know why that's happening. Let's see here. Show notes. What did I write
chaos
down?
for a split second.
So, I know you don't follow wrestling, but have you heard any of the news of wrestling?
Isn't there some dude that's going to go out and wrestle again, but he probably will get hurt? McMahon or something like that?
Huh. Well, I don't know about that. I think you might be conflating a couple things. So I'll
shows how much I know about.
That's okay. That's okay. Like there's some big controversies that have been going on lately, and so I just didn't know if they permeated your sphere of the world.
When it comes to controversies, I know nothing. If Ashley was here, she might know something, but I don't know if she's been keeping up with it.
Yeah, I doubt it. She doesn't keep up with. I don't really keep up with wrestling, but I keep up with a lot of stuff that sometimes that stuff spills over. Just like it's like this. We're a show that is not a show at all about wrestling, but occasionally we talk about it, uninformed or half informed. So, a couple weeks ago, 2-3 weeks ago now, there was a couple ladies who worked for the company WWE, and they had a bit of a row with the management, and they walked out. They turned in their belts and walked out, and they're big time stars, Naomi and Sasha. I think they were the tag team champs at the time, and I think I can't start speculating or saying some of the things that I'm thinking because I don't have the stuff in front of me. But anyway, they were premier talent in the women's league, and the women's league has carried a lot of WWE for the last couple of years, and they left, and WWE was kind of shady about it and talked some shit about them not being team players and, blah, blah, blah. But bottom line is that they just didn't feel respected, and they didn't like a lot of the stuff that was going on, and they stood up for themselves and walked out, and we'll see what happens to it. But it was a big kind of slap in the face to the company, and it started a lot of people talking. And this is not related to the next thing I'm going to talk about, but this happened this last week. And this last week, Vince McMahon, who is the CEO or whatever of the company, the head honcho of the thing, and he's been the driving force of the whole thing for decades now, since he bought it from his father in the late 70s or whatever, early 80s. I don't remember, probably late 70s. And he stepped down voluntarily because there were
the allegations.
Yes, allegations about him paying $3 million in hush money to someone who used to work for the company to keep their affair secret. And this is something that shareholders and company policy is not happy about. Like, the company policy is against this, and the shareholders frown on it. And so
his daughter running it.
She stepped in to run it, but this is also, he's still there in creative, and her stepping in doesn't really it's kind of just like an empty kind of gesture there, because she's his daughter, and they are all kind of, although she had taken a leave of absence like a month ago before all this started happening. And so there's probably a lot of weird turmoil and stuff going on, and they probably understood some of this that was going on. But now they're such billionaires that it's unlikely that anything's going to really happen. But the whole company is just rife with sketchiness. It's just it's always been a hard, cutthroat business that is all now their monopoly, this WWE monopoly for the most part. There is AEW now, but whatever. We're just focusing on this. And they have a lot of behind the scenes stuff that is hardcore, like their politics and their like things they do, just the way that they make things happen if they don't like someone, or if people aren't playing ball, just doing what they want. It's just really kind of ruthless. And they can just make and break people. They can destroy people's lives. They can take your girlfriend away from you. They can take your girlfriend away from you. Now she's going to go be with this guy, and they're going to fuck. They're actually going to fuck. What are you going to do about it? Because you work for us, and now she's his girlfriend. And you know what? You're on your way out. That's just the way that it goes. That's the way that this business goes. What are you going to do about it? You're going to go wrestle for an inferior company? No, you're going to stay here until your contract ends. Then we're going to kick you to the fucking curb. If you're lucky, you know, it's like, it's just fucked. Like, there's stuff like that. Fuck. And then you know what? In 10 years, we're going to kick your girlfriend to the curb and shoot her at the other end of the porno industry until she kills herself. All right? Like, that's just fucking, like, this is like not all the things I said all happened in this thing. Like, they're that fucked up. Vince McMahon has had tons of allegations allegedly about him and his affairs, and there's other things about him paying off other people. So it could just blow up. I doubt it, but seeing that organization dismantle, I wouldn't take joy in seeing the organization dismantled. What I would like to see is new things flourish, like emerge and compete things that emerge and compete with each other. That's great. The legacy and the whole entity of that organization is a lot of what is like not appealing. Not only are they putting out a bad product, but when they are putting out a good product, it's still tainted by all the shit that they do. It's like, it's not really something I want to support. Like, it's not been for a long time. It really never was. Like, I would appreciate stuff, but then it would have this, but there's this and there's this. It's like, I don't like. And so that, like, I liked the art for a long time, much with a lot of things, but then eventually I'm just like, I don't need to see this anymore, because it's just, again, I guess if the product was better, I could argue, because that's really all it would take for me to really get invested again, is for them to make a better product. But they don't. Like, it's the same with most shows that I watch. And this is so much in my mind now because I just saw a show that I so enjoyed with that Foundation show. It's like, if I found shows that I liked, I would just be watching them all the time, probably. I just don't find a lot of stuff. And it's like, I have problems with the Foundation series that I just watched too. Like, I'm critical of everything, but like, they did such a good job, like all the way around. Like, I can't, and we'll talk about that more a little later, because I was talking about WWE for now, and we talked about it a little before the show started. But it's rad. I don't know how long we've been going, but we should maybe play some songs.
All right, let's play some songs.
Let's do that. Play some of this new stuff we got, because we got so much new things. Yay.
I've been deceitful, disrespectful, but I'm learning to love myself. So maybe I'm stupid and obnoxious all the way.
to tell falsehoods to the American people. I'll leave that to others.
This can happen within a matter of seconds. They have 20 megaton bombs in Russia right now that can destroy a city as big as New York in 3 seconds with everybody wiped away and every building. And we can do the same thing to Russia and China. But this is where we have drifted, and we are drifting there. We will not substitute one tyranny for another. Black supremacy is as dangerous as white supremacy.
Time is ticking, century by century, decade to an hour.
Hell, world power!
Panic, confusion, false constitution. Things will get better, long live illusion. So let's journey with stories are untold. Scenes behind the scene, schemes of unknown. King and Kennedy killed for the same thing. One for the people, the other for a dream. They were murdered, so you ask who? But the FBI, you need a clue. So now vision when things ain't quite the same. South Africa, who's to blame? A distant land where a man is still in slavery. SOS to a land of opportunity. Blindfolded, eyes don't see the pain. Blacks in America, that's a shame. Now let's get deep and back to high level. Believe in God or the devil. Now I don't mean to offend, but again, like a sin. But in the end, I know that we can change something. But let's stop and think about the things we did, how we live, failed to give, and we as a people, we just might learn from this. I'm not a joker to go roll far, fake, no hope. Money comes first and knowledge is dope. So beware of a leader and how you follow. Hitler was a lesson learned in sorrow, but killing for a color, that's immoral. A Vietnam War, never before have I seen such ignorance that was ignored. But we must judge ourselves, every guilty, all are convicted of a tragedy. No hope, killed without a notion. I second the emotion, try on abortion. So look at yourself next time you point a finger. You hear what I'm saying? Cause all things are considered.
Do nothing are inviting shame.
Obvious is what you see. Reality's breaking. I'm not mistaken. It's quaking, shaking, people faking, and what's it making of the society entirely throughout. It's not hidden, but it's forbidden. Crucifying one another in the street. They're repeating the seed. Leave we as the people in the feet. Incomplete. Yo, it's not intelligent. It just makes less worries for the government to sit back and slack, turn their heads away, pretend that bombs don't exist on the list. What they want to say about the fact, cause it's they ignore. Let the rich get richer while the poor the poor. This is a man. Racism is out of hand. Segregation, separation all across the world. The nation throughout the land. No man is superior, so embrace show takes place. You're not inferior to none. Drop the guns. You're too clever either now or neither, never ever. It's better to go pull together from and be the ones to overcome. Some still belong, but soon there won't be none amongst the many or any. Problems creep in. Try to uplift with the drip. The drugs are sweeping through the truth. Devastation, perpetration, conflict, nation against nation. So evaluate all thoughts remain in the brain, and the rhyme contains all things considered.
Do nothing are inviting shame.
Like for somebody to say that day Martin Luther King Jr. tried to love somebody. We must all learn to live together as brothers, or we will all perish together as fools. This is what we must learn.
It's been a hell of a year, and yet I can't explain it. I'm always contemplating escaping from here. I'll take a one-way flight, hope to sleep through the night, and maybe in the morning I'll find a new life. In a foreign territory, Maybe life won't seem so boring. Maybe I could find some peace of mind in gravity. And if I wake up in the morning, going down in a blaze of glory, may my body burn a cinder, bringing forth new life.
Just found some midnight angel, moonlight up above. Show me how to get in touch, baby. Share a midnight love. Blessed are those who give, for they shall receive. Thank the Lord for the midnight angel. He gave her love to me. Both hands on 12. Oh, baby, what you trying to do? I'll get down on my knees, say a little prayer for you. Blessed are those who give, for they shall shall receive. Thank the Lord for the midnight angel. He gave her love to me. Blessed are those who give, for they shall receive. Thank the Lord for the midnight angel. He gave her love to me.
We're back. Just played all those songs. They were great. You just heard that fantastic song we were talking about earlier by Chinook, Midnight Angel.
Oh.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I'm glad we got that. I can't wait to hear
that. I had no idea. I mean, now that's got to be on my regular playlist.
Yeah,
that's cool.
If we had time, we'd listen. Maybe before you go, we'll listen to the B-side. I think it's the Do Run Run on the other side. I'm not sure.
Nice.
We heard Eastern Promise doing Fade Into the Night. High Performance did All Things Considered off the album All Things Considered from 1990. We were Running with Scissors did Hit That Nail, and Playtonics started it off with Siren Song off their new record, which is really good also.
All great music.
Mm-hmm. There's not a lot of metal or punk or rage in that. I think I need to make up for that. But yeah, it's hard to get everything. Sometimes,
I know.
Yeah.
Well, there's such a wide variety. We gotta.
I'm also
touch every little bass a little bit.
So excited about all the stuff that we just got to, which it get focused on things, but then it kind of tilts the scale a lot. The same thing goes in my personal music collection. I have a personal music collection, and sometimes I'll absorb an entire person's personal music collection, which can tilt the scale in a certain direction. Because I've got a lot of songs, lot of songs, and I'll just sometimes hit shuffle on all of my stuff and listen to whatever. But in doing the show, and specifically the last 4 years we've been doing the show, I primarily listen to local music. During our hiatus and during breaks, and sometimes I'm starting to get a little bit better at integrating other stuff into my life that isn't local while I'm also doing this, but it's hard to focus on two worlds. And this is a different world when your attention is zeroed in on this one space, as opposed to lifting your head up and having access to everything.
Yeah.
And it's
ignore the train, people. Ignore the train.
Oh yeah, the train. Goddamn train. I trip out on trying to get into things that aren't show focused, like when I'm listening to music. And this goes all the way back to when I started also, which I was reminded of the other day, because the very first show I did, found something in my hair. That's how easily I get distracted. The very first show I did, resin or something in my hair, Chris.
Is it resin?
Yeah. The very first show I did, I collected a bunch of songs, right? Songs from all over the area. And just like I do now, I want to mix it up with some new stuff and some old stuff, right? I want some stuff from right now and some stuff from as far back as I can dig, just mix it all up all the time. And So go back to the first show, and I'm collecting songs, and I'm like, the show that I'm doing that I'm going to put out, and this was the case is from the very first time, it's like, it needs something. The set list needs something. It needs something that's not here, and I need it. And so I went and I looked for some new stuff, and I found something, and I was like, oh, this is it. This is the thing that I need. This is a perfect, beautiful pop song. This pop song's so amazing. This will go great in my set of stuff. And I put it in there, and I'm listening to it, and I'm listening to it, and I was like, this is so good. It's almost not from here. It's way too produced. Like I've heard some really great production. Even this was 4 years ago. I'd heard some really great production from here, but not this. There was something so good about it. I was like, and it just got me skeptical, and I was skeptical, and I was, and so I started researching. It's like trying to research the band this EP was from. Is an EP of 5 songs, and this song was on this 5-song EP, and the rest of the music on that EP weren't quite like this song. It's hard to remember it now. I'm not sure if I even still have it, but that song I ended up tracking down, and it wasn't them at all. Like, it was, the whole EP was a compilation of different stuff that someone had put together as a band. They said, oh, this is a band called The Drones, and this is our EP with all this music on it. Buy it. And, like, actually it was free, though, because I downloaded it for free. So I didn't buy it. I wouldn't have bought it. I had no money then. So it was weird. But anyway, I had it. I was going to play it as a band from Tacoma. It was not a band from Tacoma. It was not a band. It was just a made-up thing. It's Catfish.
Catfish.
Yeah. And those still exist. Like, I still find them. I still find stuff, like, occasionally that is not really a band. Or I'll play stuff, and then that will disappear. It's like, that wasn't even a band. They got me again. It happens.
Yeah. And I've noticed that there's a band called Fame Riot.
Mm-hmm.
They were up here, and I've ran their show a couple times, and they played, where place that I was running sound at, and they went to California, I believe.
Yeah.
And they re-recorded all their stuff.
Yeah.
And I've got recordings of them before that, and I kind of prefer the way it's recorded here. But I mean, that's just my own personal taste. And the differences are subtle, but to me, it took some of the soul out of it. To me,
I know exactly what you mean. Like, a great example of this is the very first 2 DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince records. They were underground records, like back when they were street, man. They were just up and coming hungry rappers, right?
Yeah.
And they were really good. And there's songs you might be familiar with because they ended up re-recording those records and re-releasing them, or altering the songs in ways that were not the same. Like, and so the parents just don't understand. The version you're familiar with is it's lame. Like, it's lame. Their old stuff was so much better. Like, those first 2 records with a lot of those hits that you would be familiar with from their first. And it was also painful to relive their whole first 2 year of a career again. With inferior, with inferior versions of their songs, because and there was a gap in between too. It was just weird. It was such a weird thing to go through. They weren't as good though, and I wish I had I could probably track them down. It probably wouldn't be that hard to track them down.
Because sometimes processing isn't good. Just raw. I mean, because but I don't know. I guess after running sound, I prefer, and there are tons of them, bands that sound like their CD.
Yeah.
They actually sound like that. But some bands, they'll do a studio version of their live stuff. And to me, I think those bands should do, both. They should do a studio and a live because there is a difference.
So this is, for me personally, such a contentious topic because, well, I've been in bands, the bands that need to put down what we sound like on tape. That's what we're trying to do because we want to be able to perform what we sound like, exactly what you're saying. But a recording is your chance to make art. It is your opportunity to get this thing down in a way that is timeless. And that can be that what you put into it there can make it timeless and make it better in ways that you aren't capable of doing live. Like, this isn't live. It's not a live medium. Don't confuse the two. Like, you're recording something for posterity forever. Like, and we don't get Stairway to Heaven live. We don't get anything recorded that we have necessarily live. It's very rare that you get a perfect live recording. We do get some, and they are rare and often not as good. Like, sometimes they are, and I'm not saying they're not, and I'm not saying you can't. And you can have a live performance, a one-take performance, live, everyone live, or one soloist, or whatever. I mean, they're all possible, and symphonies. All this stuff is possible. It is. And you can record it too and capture it live. Like a symphony would be a great example of that and stuff like that. And there are live performances, live recordings that are just fucking epic. And like, whether it's a video or an audio, but those are different mediums. And live is a different medium. It's just different. You can record it, but it's a different medium and it's a different energy and different feel. And you do want to try and capture a lot of that in your studio recording, but it's not the same. And you can't so I want their album to sound like them, but I also want it to be an artistic representation of them. I want it to sound as produced as possible. I wanted Nevermind to be Nevermind. Like, coming from Bleach, I wanted to hear them That's what I wanted.
And they put out live stuff as well, though.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I was going at, is that you get the studio stuff that is so well produced, and I love it. But when they do it live, they're doing it in a way that I love as well. But the only way I can hear it is if I go see it live. Well, I'm not going to be able to, jump in my car and hear it live. I might have to hear the produced one. That's why I say that bands that are that good should put out two.
Yeah.
Because there are those people that just love that stuff.
I liked, in my growing up in classic rock, I liked a band that would throw out a live album every 5 records or something.
Yeah.
Like, not I don't need them to, and I also would like B-sides with alternate versions of songs sometimes. That'd be great.
That's cool too.
Acoustic versions of songs, sometimes that's cool. The Cure is always a great go-to example of someone who really fed that. They would take all the stuff you're talking about and dump it into their B-sides, so they would have great B-sides and stuff that collectors would go after. And this was awesome. This just triggered a thought in my head of something that I found that I can't discuss, but it excited me. Yeah. Sorry. What were we talking about?
Because I've been, as you know, you were at the house helping me get my studio kind of set up going and stuff. I was listening to some recordings. I was just like going, man, this band just sounds so great live, and their recordings, the CDs they put out sound so great live that they need to. I wish that people could hear that all the time as well. And that's kind of where it kind of got me, and that just kind of got me more motivated to get in the fundage, get a computer, so I can get stuff rolling with that.
Live recordings aren't universally people just don't necessarily gravitate towards live. Like, they want studio and produced. And a lot of people are put off by a live audience in their song, messing their song up. A lot of people are put off by the just the ambiance of live music. It's just not what they're looking for. They're looking for a compressed thing delivered to them. And live is loose. They don't want to. Sometimes people just don't want to hear the singer start talking to the audience in the middle of a song or a breakdown.
Oh, yeah.
Like this can be like and I completely like have like a wall between my live stuff and my studio stuff. Like I just, in my mind anyway, I just don't mix the two very often. It's very rare. Like if I'm unless there's a live recording of a song that doesn't have a studio, or unless the live version is better than the studio, I'm not going to go for a live version. I'm always going to go for the studio version. Always. And I'll play live stuff on the show, but I'm usually going to go for a studio recording if it's available. Like, I like that. I'm just into it. I'm into it because of and this goes back to just everything that I do, is that in making music, you get so few opportunities to record mostly, and so often those recordings get lost or shelved, or just even when they do like get made into something, that something often only lasts so long, and then we end up piled up with the stuff and no one's hearing it. So like
ends up getting pushed into the back.
But if it wasn't recorded, we wouldn't hear it. If it wasn't recorded, we wouldn't hear it, and we wouldn't have this show if all these people hadn't recorded their stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, I guess the whole point is, any way you can get it recorded, fucking record it. If it's live, record it live. If it's not live, record it in the studio. Just record it. Go and have the experience of recording. It's great. It's a great experience to have. It's good to do. Even if you hate it, it's good to do. I've been looking for a lighter for a while, but I can't find it. You don't have one.
No, I put it up there.
Yeah, I took it. I'm probably sitting on it.
Is that why you got
There we
the
are.
resin in your hair? There you go.
Maybe. It's possible. I'm not sure how I got the resin in my hair. Where are we on time? What should we do?
What's that?
I don't know how long we've been away from songs. I'm not keeping track.
I have no idea. That train kind of distracted me. Yeah. It's kind of cool. I miss that, living in Ording and stuff. I don't hear anything like that whatsoever and stuff. But I come here and I hear that. It's like, oh, yeah, that's right.
Uh-huh.
That's cool. Because, even downtown Puyallup, I spent a lot, in our younger years, spent a lot of time downtown Puyallup and stuff. And, yeah, it just kind of brought that back. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's funny. It's weird to think of not hearing that train.
Yeah. I guess Ashley's kind of got this thing where she wants to go to the last Blockbuster.
So, yeah?
Yeah, it's in Oregon somewhere. I'm not sure exactly where, but she was talking about it and stuff. Until she said about how long it would take to get there. And I was just like, because it's like 5-hour drive.
Yeah.
To get there and stuff. I was just like, which doesn't bother me. 5-hour drive doesn't really bother me. The fact that she said that she wanted to do it in one trip. I was just like, wait a second. So you're talking about a 10 and a half plus hour drive.
Yep.
And it's just like, well, and I go, and what kind of settled it was me saying, well, are you driving there or are you driving back? And I was just like, oh. So, yeah, so we're trying to figure out something. She just wants to, because my birthday's coming up, she wants to do something for my birthday and stuff. And I want to do something, but, that. And I was like, that's cool. I definitely want to do that. And I almost would like to do that on a podcast.
Yeah.
Because that would be kind of cool. Make it a journey and shit to go down there, record on the way down there and stuff. And that'd be neat. Then, because I guess it's like, I don't know if it's a bed and breakfast or something like that where you can actually sleep there and watch movies. Whatever movie you watch, you can just wander around, grab a movie, pop it in, and watch a movie and stuff.
Oh, I got you.
I know it's just like, oh, that's kind of freaking cool, but weird at the same time. But yeah, but we'll see what happens. I don't know. some type of adventure will happen. It'll be cool. I kind of want to go camping, but I don't know if it's going to be any type of camping weather. I mean, the weather's been just like poopy up here, and then the rest of the country is just like having a fucking meltdown.
Huh. Yeah, it's technically not a lousy summer yet. It's a lousy spring, but it's potentially poised to be like 1988 all over again.
Yeah, it is pretty gray a lot. We'll get teased a lot and stuff, but it is what it is. Could be a whole lot worse.
I think we're going to hit a heat wave, and it's going to be super bright and sunny.
I'm sure it's going to hit, and I hope it hits because I need that vitamin D. I need it. Yeah. Ashley's been actually making the whole yard look super nice. We don't got much of a yard. We got a little tiny strip of yard and stuff. And she just went bonkers on it and made it all super nice, did landscaping stuff. Now we got a little fire pit thingy that's not in the ground, but it's like on the thing. And we got one for wood and gas. So the gas one's kind of cool. So if we go camping and you can't have wood fires, you can have a gas fire, and we can bring that and stuff.
Nice. So
that's kind of cool and stuff. And I've got the hot tub going. We got a smaller hot tub, a little tiny, and it's shallower, so I don't have to sit on my knees to put my arms up. So it's kind of cool. But yeah,
that other one was good size though.
Yeah, and that one still works. It's just and it's the same diameter.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like 4 inches shallower or something like that. But something to do with the pump messed up, and I'm working on that. I know I could get it fixed again, so then we'll have both of them going. Maybe we'll have a party up here and plug it into the parking lot.
That'd attract the wrong kind of crowd out here, I think.
Oh yeah, you got a point there. Yeah, that would be bad.
Before we go to songs, I'll tell a little more about this foundation that I've been watching on Apple TV. So I talked about this before. Like, I've read the Foundation books, or I should say, I've listened to the audiobooks of the Foundation series. All of them. There's 3 in the original trilogy, and then that he wrote in the 40s or 50s, whatever. And then he came back in the 80s, and he wrote 2 prequels and 2 sequels. So there's 7 books in total in the Foundation series. I've listened to all of those, I believe. And they're really good. They're not for everyone. They're very dry and kind of one-dimensional, and they're not super exciting, but they're intelligent, and he's a smart guy. So he wrote some good, smart stuff, but it's kind of boring. It's Star Trek kind of boring, which isn't bad. But, sometimes you're looking for other things in sci-fi, and this I didn't think I was looking for. I thought it was great. So when this series came out last fall, I listened to people talk about it, and people talked about it, and it kind of interested me, but also at the same time didn't seem to follow the books. It had a thread that followed the books, but the story was kind of different. And so I didn't care at all about this. And then I got my new phone, and it had Apple TV Plus for a 3-month trial. I was like, 3-month trial? I'm going to try it for 3 months. I'll see. Yeah. I thought they had The Office on there, so I got it to watch The Office, and there wasn't Office. Office already gone on to Peacock. It's off of Apple now. I was like, oh well. So I sat there with it for a day or two, and I was like, well, there's that Foundation series, and there's a couple other things. Like, I think I was talking about this last week. So anyway, I started watching it, and I had been watching Obi Wan, and so I started watching this, and I was suddenly just like, wow, this is so good. Like,
well, I watched those little short clips of it, and I was just like, what?
Yeah, the special. I'm not one to be swayed by visual spectacles. Like, I can appreciate them, but it's not going to make me want to watch a show per se. But this did not hurt. Like, this was so well done, and I'm like, for the kind of casual story that they're telling in the pace that they're telling it, like, it was visually stunning, and it was great. Like, and there's some, like, not, because I was trying to absorb it all. I was like, some of these costumes, they're not too extravagant, but they don't need to be. everything is well done, though. It's well done. Now, I've heard people complain about some of the show's writing, but I thought just as for what they're trying to do to adapt a Isaac Asimov story to a modern day audience, they did a really good job because people want certain things from their shows. They just want it, and they're not going to accept it without it. So and what I'm often most critical of is the stuff that the writers in the writers' room of these shows make up, right? Sometimes they're going to make up stuff, and it's just like, God, why are they fucking doing this? Why don't they just stick to the source material, right?
Yeah.
The stuff that they made up was really fucking good. Like, I mean, I was so impressed by like one specific thing to do with the Emperor. In the books, the Emperor's a guy, and you meet him once or twice, and he doesn't say or do too much. And what they've done to elaborate the Emperor in this is amazing. And you had mentioned, when we were talking in text, that it's like got a little of Dune and Battlestar Galactica, and we said this maybe earlier today too. Star Wars,
everything.
It does have a little of all those things.
That whole vibe to it, the acting, the atmosphere, the way that it's filmed.
It's very cinematic.
Yes. I mean, I was just like, holy crap. Yeah. I mean, you could tell somebody gave a shit.
Yeah.
When they did that.
And exactly. And you've not watched it, so I feel like you'll like it. Now, you might not. You might go, I don't know what it's Raven. It's sci-fi, but it does look.
Trust me, when it comes to sci-fi, I like it all.
Yeah. So
I want it all.
You'll undeniably go through the whole thing and think, I thought it looked great. So how you feel about the show itself, I don't know, but it's definitely, you liking sci-fi is worth it. And then they've got other sci-fi shows on there. I kept last week saying Brave New World, but it's For All Mankind.
Okay.
And people like that show. Like, I don't know what it is exactly. I think it's space race stuff, but the Russians get to the moon first. But I don't know. I could be thinking of a different show entirely because I've not done any research into it. I've only watched that Foundation show on Apple TV, and I definitely think if you like, if you're really into the books, you won't necessarily like the show. Like there'll be a thing that you'll be like, but I think if you stick with it, you might. And I think that what you might not like would be resolved next season, because I think that there's definitely going to be a next season. And I think that they're just going to, there's things that some people think are different than the books in a way that they don't like. But I think that will be answered in a satisfying way.
Gotcha.
I think they know what they're doing with that. So, that's all I got to say about it. I'm not trying to spoil anything because it's still just right there, and you have not watched it. So, and now we'll go back to some songs.
All right, let's do that.
Time to do that. Hear Those Who Dig.
bottom, to the bottom, to the bottom, to the bottom, to the bottom.
almost died and I was done. Yeah, you clean up good, her mama said, and I got a job to pay the rent. Then we got married and it was heaven sent. But late at night, lying in my bed, no relief from this sense of dread. What I felt I can't describe. I feel bad and I don't know why. I wanna cry. I feel bad and I don't know why. Got something down on me and I wanna hide. Like the fairy tales that my grandma read, we bought a house and we had a kid. A little girl and my life was rich. But the chemicals had become my friend. I had dug a tunnel that had no end. It was all okay, so I'd pretend. I'd take a bath so I'd be clean, but happiness it seemed obscene. It only came when I got high. I feel bad and I don't know why. All the blue across the sky makes me cry. I feel bad and I don't know why. God is looking down on me and I wanna die. I wanna die.
Close their eyes.
Just close your eyes. See it. Dream it. Believe it. Believe that. Yeah. Love my city more than anybody. I love my city more than anybody. Love my city more than anybody. I love my city more than anybody.
Close their eyes.
Love my city more than anybody. Said I'm live and I could turn it up at any party. Said I'm way cooler, way smoother. Shit, check my maneuvers. They hate tough and they ends rough and they don't win because they losers. Like big butts that them hoes got, big bucks that old Bo got. So I could travel around the world and ball like Globetrot. Say it's whack if you hate it. All this love that I created, celebrate the fact we made it. Toss them back, we getting faded. Nigga, say something relevant. Intelligence ain't heaven sent. You gotta grind to shine. Heard that, been working hard like ever since that I'm here now. That road gain, I got more flame. That propane, that drag on. I got more weed and zigzag to drag on. Like all dollars, I'm a street scholar. Beats hotter, so the freaks holler. Told yesterday there was a check for me. Got my check today, now they all on me. Like all dollars, I'm a street scholar. Beats hotter, so the freaks holler. Told yesterday there was a check for me. Got my check today, now they all on me. But you don't know. But you don't know. That's why you looking at me like that. Nah, you don't know. You don't know. You don't know. That's why you're looking at me like that. Yeah, it's for the love of God, for the love of the game, for the love of the money, for the love of the fame. Yeah, I could do whatever, she still gon' love me the same. She ain't known love until she knew my name. I said it's for the love of God, for the love of the game, for the love of the money, for the love of the fame. Yeah, I could do whatever, she still gon' love me the same. She ain't known love till she knew my name. Doobie flow, Spanish girls love me like I'm Rubio. Can you handle my dangerous mind? I keep it coolio. Certified baller now, no longer a prospect. Cause I've been nice and sweet, stacks and Mo is hanging on prospect. You talk a good game, but I'm a better player. Even though I'm blessed, I still ask for a prayer. Cause Reem don't lose, flow smooth that day and smoke a lot of weed. One of them kids that fell dead. Always knew I'd be the man when I grew up. So I dropped some hot shit every summer, then I blew up. All facts, no lies, flow so tight, I think I need a bigger size. You don't know. You don't know. You don't know. That's why you looking at me like that. Cause you don't know. You don't know. You don't know. That's why you looking at me like that.
Why should I have to explain why?
You don't know. You don't know. That's why you looking at me like that. You don't know. You don't know. That's why you looking at me like that. Yeah, it's just for the love of God, for the love of the game, for the love of the money, for the love of the fame. Yeah, I could do whatever, she still gon' love me the same. She ain't known love until she knew my name. I said it's for the love of God, for the love of the game, for the love of the money, for the love of the fame. Yeah, I could do whatever, she still gon' love me the same. She ain't known love until she knew my name. You don't know. You don't know. That's why you're looking at me like that.
Hi, everybody. We're back.
Back.
I never get to jing the bells. We just heard Primo doing Love My City more than anybody. It's a bold statement, my friend. We heard BrokenNess doing I Feel Bad, an old Regan Lane project from about 20 years ago, I think. Let me see. I can verify that if I just look. But I can't right now because I've got to move on. Moving on. Salt Lick did Dying to Party. Aren't we all? Severus did Ghengis Khan. And we started off with Those Who Dig doing a song I did not write down. Frog Prince. That was what it was. I can remember it. Didn't need to write it down.
Okay.
All right. I've been... Are you queuing something up for later?
Well, I was trying to figure out what...
oh, yeah, that's right. That
what
band.
His new band is.
Yeah.
I'm having an issue finding that information for some reason. And,
Our lava lamp looks like a throbbing eggplant. It's the
It sure does. Aren't there memes? Or no, little
emojis.
Emoji of that, but I don't know what it means.
You know what it means. You know what it means.
So dirty, I think.
Yeah, the eggplant emoji has been obfuscated and is now it now means wiener. Just like the peach has its own meaning, and eyeballs have their meaning. They all have these meanings, so you got to be careful with the emojis. When we were in hiatus, I can't believe I didn't mention it last week, but like I watched so much Australian Big Brother. So much Australian Big Brother that my inner monologue became Australian. Like I had an Australian accent in my brain for like a good week. Like everything that my brain was saying to me was
Your
in
inner
Australian.
monologue
Yeah.
was all...
Yep. So, I love Australians. Oh my God. I never watched Australian Big Brother. I've watched American and Canadian Big Brother, and Americans overall a better product, but I didn't watch Australian because their rules are different. They have way different rules. Now, Big Brother started in like Belgium or Holland or some shit, right? And the rules were in this show when it started that the audience voted people out. That was how it used to work.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And that's how the very first American Big Brother was also, because the American Big Brother started based off of this. And nobody liked it. And I was like, this is stupid. So they adopted a more Survivor approach of the cast would nominate and vote people out.
Yep.
So that's how that went for America. Australia, they just went the old route and kind of stuck with it for a long time, where the audience voted people out. But eventually, their version came and went several times over the last 20 years. It would be off the air for a couple of years and come back on another network and go for a few years. But they consider it one long thing. It's just not been consistent. And so they came back a few years ago. I have not watched it until this year. But they came back a few years ago with a slightly more Western approach to it, where they do have some nominations and the cast does vote. At the very end, the Australians still vote for the winner. And that's how their version is. That's what differs. But I wasn't interested in it because it's different, and I didn't want different. I wanted what we do. What we do works. Our game is a good game. That's why I like it, because it's a game, and it's a really good game when it's not too messed with by twists and stuff like that. So going into Australian Big Brother, I knew that they were going to have twists, a lot of them that I didn't like, and I knew they had these mechanics that I really didn't like. And so I started watching it, and I'm like, I instantly don't like these things, but I just will let them be. And I just couldn't stop watching. Like, they cast really compelling people, and despite the fact that these things are unfair, these game mechanics and these twists, like, I still found myself watching and watching and watching. And I watched, well, I wasn't really watching. I was more listening, but sort of watching, because we were on our break, and I was doing other stuff, so I could have that on and kind of peruse it. So, but I ended up loving it, loving the people. So many of the people were very entertaining, and it just started getting me all in the vein of many things I like about Australia, like that I have for a long time. AC/DC and NXS, those are pretty good things. Midnight Oil, but they're okay. And there's some other things. Olivia Newton-John. I did a little research into Australia, and most of the population's on the West Coast, like almost entirely, and Southwest, because it's the most hospitable living conditions. Mostly Australia is pretty flat, and it's a desert, and it sucks to live in. They have great slang, and
I've heard some of their slang.
Yeah. I don't even really know where to. Oh, I Googled Australia. Oh, it's gone. I Googled Australian slang so much that it was on my phone as a thing. So we're gonna have to check some of that out. Yeah.
Searches and everything.
Maybe we'll have a quiz. But I love Australians. That was my conclusion. Now I don't know how to spell slang anymore. Oops. I can't believe I can't find the thing that I've Googled so much now. I'm so confused. Sometimes the world is
Maybe
confusing.
it was fake news and they took it away.
No, it's This is exciting. Oh, there we are. Koala.net.
Koala.net?
That's right, mate. So, we'll see if you can guess any of these Australian slangs. Bathers.
Bathers?
Yep.
Swimmers?
Swimsuit.
Swimsuit, okay.
Yep. A bogan. B-O-G-A-N. Bogan.
A bogan. Small boat.
Nope. It's a bum, basically. Someone who takes very little care in their appearance.
Bum, okay.
Yep.
A bogan?
A bogan. B-O-G-A-N. Right. Cobber.
Copper?
Cobber. C-O-B-B-E-R.
Is that somebody who works with shoes?
Nope. That would be a cobbler.
I know, but you never know.
Friend. A cobbler would be your friend.
Okay.
A cobber. A cobber.
Cobber's a
Yep.
friend. Okay.
Let's see. Footy.
What?
Footy.
Footy?
Yep.
It's
kind of a trick question, actually.
A long walk.
Nope, it's Australian rules football is what they call a footy.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Good oil.
Good oil?
Yep.
Good oil.
You lose. Useful information, a good idea, the truth. Good oil, mate. See?
Okay, all right.
Yep.
I can see that.
Yep. Joey?
Joey is a kid?
It is. You know what it is. I already.
Yeah, it's a baby kangaroo.
You exactly know what it is. Yep. That's exactly right.
But I think they'll even slang their kids, talk to their kids or Joeys and stuff.
Yep. Yep. Let's see.
But what's Vegemite?
Vegemite is that's not really slang. That's just a stuff that they eat.
Is it like berries?
No, it's a paste of like vegetables and stuff. I think, because Vegemite. But yeah, it's not. Yeah, we'd have to like Google it to see exactly what it is.
It's like toothpaste, but vegetables.
Yeah, vegetable toothpaste is exactly what it is.
Gotcha.
And
they have them in sandwiches.
You can make. I made it. You can make a whole sandwich with it. You just spread it on toast, something like that.
All right.
Yeah. It's
savory. Is that right there? Looks like a jelly of some sort.
It's like a jelly. It's like a vegetable kind of jelly-ish thing.
I wonder what it tastes like, though.
It tastes savory. It is a thick, dark brown Australian food spread made from leftover brewer's yeast extract with various vegetable and spice additives. It was developed by Cyril Callister in Melbourne, Australia, or Melbourne, Victoria, in 1922.
Huh.
A spread for sandwiches, toast, crumpets, and cracker biscuits, as well as filling for pastries. Vegemite is similar to British Marmite, New Zealand Marmite, Australian Promite, Mighty Mite, Aussimite, Ozimite, German Vitamin R, and Swiss Canovis. This is like all new to me, man.
Huh.
The whole world of mites. Vegemite stuff.
So it's all of those are basically the same thing.
Similar.
Their versions
Yeah.
of.
Yeah.
Is there an American version?
Nope. We just take theirs. We just use Vegemite.
Or we just know that it's bad.
Vegemite is salty, slightly bitter, malty, and rich in glutamates, giving it an umami flavor similar to beef bouillon. This is exactly right. It is vegan, kosher, and halal.
So it tastes like kind of a beef bouillon
Yep.
kind of flavor. But it's vegan.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
And it's paste.
Could you cook with it? Use it as like a flavoring of food?
I bet you could. I don't know because I've not delved that into it. I just remember it being a novelty, trying it before.
Vegemite always kind of grossed me out since for some reason it did. Yeah, and the first time I ever heard of them was Men at Work at their concert, because I had never heard of them until I went to their concert. My Uncle Mike took me, and I think if I'm not mistaken, it was with Van Halen 1984.
Rad.
Tour.
That's
if
rad.
I'm not mistaken. Or it could have been with Bang a Gong, Get It On.
Power Station.
Power Station.
Probably Power Station. But
Yeah, because Power Station, I saw Power Station, and it was my uncle Mike that took me to see that. He was kind of the one that got me into the concerts, but he was kind of the one that kind of got me into the tech side of music. Initially, when I was really young, because he had a reel-to-reel, and it just totally just blew me away. Because he had the coolest stuff. I mean, he had Floyd, he had everything. He had all the great stuff on reel-to-reel. So it was like, I got to hear all that stuff, and I was just amazed. The whole idea that all of that sound was coming out of this whole setup. And I was just like floored. And it still amazes me to this day how it's done and stuff.
I don't know a lot about technical stuff, and sometimes I have to learn technical things, but I've never lost my music is magical, and sound, all these things are magical.
Well, that's how I look at it. The stuff I can't explain, I'll just say that's magic. And I'll figure it out. I'll dabble in it, try to understand what's behind it and the inner workings of it. But sometimes it's just so hard. I mean, you have to have, and I give it to those people that do this stuff.
Someone posted a picture of the grooves of a record, the needle in the grooves of a record. And it's like, that doesn't tell me anything.
Exactly.
It's like,
and it's two sides.
Yeah.
So one side is one, and one side, it's just and that same groove could be a mono or it could be stereo.
Yeah.
What? I know. Me too.
It's not just that it's there. It's just the individual sounds are captured in a inanimate object, like
in a little right or left turn.
So, could you take a needle and dig in there and do this? I mean, apparently you can, right?
Well, you know what you can do? You can take a needle, put it into a cone of paper, and if you spin that record and you touch it to it, you'll get sound. But you have to have a really sharp needle, and you just have to, and it's delicate, and the chances of you messing up the record is pretty good. I mean, because you're supposed to have a really super fine needle.
Yeah.
But you can if you take a really super brand new sharp straight pin that's really sharp, or a sewing needle is even better. So some of those like a sewing machine needle.
This is a bad thing to say, because if it's just kids will ruin records if they think that.
Well, they will. But I mean, this is how I got into all of that stuff, is by making those experiments and trying that, because somebody showed me that and stuff. It's just like playing records backwards.
It's still, but it's still getting off the track of like, how did we figure out how to make it happen, and how does it happen? Like, it's just like, I understand it does happen. Like, I get that it, because no, like everyone always just skips the part that I need to know. Like, I get that it happens. No, we just do this process and this is the result. Like, we tested a bunch of stuff and this is the one that worked. So, but how? There's just like something missing in my brain that doesn't understand the concept of like, I get it more with digital, right? I understand digital stuff like better than I understand it putting it onto a record. Yeah. Like, or even a tape. Tape I understand a little better than record, but there's something missing with the record part that I can't grasp. And I don't know.
The part I like about the record versus the tape is because you can take a magnet across the tape and erase it. But if you do that across the record, it doesn't do nothing. The only thing that does the record is by actually gouging it. Yeah.
It's all far out.
Tapes are trippy. Yeah, you could erase them with the magnet and then put something else right back on it, totally different and stuff. And
running a magnet over a tape isn't going to mess the tape up?
Oh, it will. It'll erase it.
Well, I know, but it won't mess the tape up to be able to not adhere sound as well?
It may leave residual stuff, but you should be able to. You know, I've recorded. I've done it. You know, I've taken magnet across.
I've always kept magnets
and
away
then
from
recorded
tapes.
something over it.
Yeah, I've always erased tapes the old-fashioned way by clean erase on the just record over Blakk sound over the tape, and then
or the best way is that I've done is record like white noise, like psh, you know, something that's consistent. Because if you just kind of just leave it and just put it off in the corner and just let it record nothing, then there's chances of pops.
I just record dead sound, no sound, no input. I just record no input over.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I would do. But it's been a long time since I've erased a tape. But that's what I would do.
Tapes, really?
Yeah.
Well, I've realized how many tapes I got. Probably about 75, 100 tapes.
That's cool.
A lot of metal. A lot of my Iron Maiden rocker days.
Yeah,
just praised.
I let tapes go a long time ago. They're so like it's just hard to maintain.
I know. I think I might be in the process of selling them.
I'm glad
because there's value there. People will buy them.
Yeah, they will.
So
I'm glad that tapes exist and have existed. They were one of my favorite mediums because you could fit a tape in your pocket. You know, they were great. And I'm glad that they exist now. I'm so happy that so many tapes still have quality sound on them. Like, that's amazing to me. Like the tapes that I've been able to pull anything off of, it's so great. We should go back to playing some songs.
All right, let's play some more.
Finish this day up, right? It's our third segment. We're about to finish our third segment. Yep. Let's play Cashing and Karma.
All right.
You're going to jing the bells?
Huh?
You're going to jing the bells or leave me hanging?
Oh. Sorry. My bad.
off on avoiding the truth.
Like
As I lay awake again, I can hear your voice, the things you say. I know you're ready to leave me, but deep down I know that you're at peace. And we finally we can breathe again. We can breathe again. We can finally breathe again. You're my special babe, my living love, my shadow, my light from above. When I know that you are gone, but I'll carry you forever on, forever on. It'll take off, it always fades away. Why embrace your end, but celebrate what you bring to me? You're my gentle babe, my living love, my shadow, my light from above.
Matriarch, queen of my tribe, I hear your voice and I'm glad to be alive. Your strength and skill are loved and feared. You're respected, you're renowned, and you're revered. You're exceptionally kind, you're exceptionally cool. You're the exception to the rule. And you're the paintbrush with which love's own fingertips painted this smile upon my lips. Matriarch, you never make me sad. In fact, I've never laughed the way you make me laugh. In a vicious world, I never have to hide, because I know I always have you on my side. You're exceptionally kind, you're exceptionally cool. You're the exception to the rule. And you're the paintbrush with which love's own fingertips painted this smile upon my lips. Matriarch, your love is unafraid, and your righteousness and grace cannot be swayed. Side by side, we'll take on any fight, and when questioned, our alibis airtight. You're exceptionally kind, you're exceptionally cool. You're the exception to the rule. And you're the paintbrush with which love's own fingertips painted this smile upon my lips.
We're going to come back from our show and wrap it up.
Go ahead, I'll be quiet.
No, you can not be quiet because we're going to finish with talking about
Oh,
Obi-Wan.
shut up. It's too late now.
Rick's here with us.
Yes.
You just heard a bunch of songs. You heard Shotgun Kitchen doing Matriarch. You heard Clay City doing New Breath. Black Soul did You Know Better. And Cashing and Karma did Yeah.
Yes.
Those are the
Shotgun
songs you
Kitchen.
heard. Yeah.
Cashing and Karma, that was their final show this past weekend.
That's right.
Johnny is moving on to his new adventure in life, and I mean that guy's I always thought he was amazing live. He always did put on a great show, and he was an entertainer. He was a guy that just stood there and played. He would actually move around the stage. He would get the crowd involved with the songs and stuff, and it was very much entertaining. Very much reminded me of like Queen and stuff. You know how they demand attention.
Yes.
You know, when he was on stage, the whole band just demanded attention. It was just very cool and creative, and I'm excited to see what he's got going on in the future.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just going to be some pretty cool stuff coming out, I can see.
Awesome. Yes. I'm sorry I missed that show, too. I want to thank you for that. But we'll continue to play them, and we'll play his new band.
Oh, yeah.
We were just going to start wrapping up the show, but off camera here, we got our old friend Rick Casson, and we were starting to talk about Obi-Wan, so I made us stop talking about it, so we can talk about it now. Yeah, you're welcome to come sit down. Yeah. Join the show. You know, you don't have a mic, so I'll have to jack your sound up, but it's all right. So, hi, welcome, Rick.
Yeah.
There's a mic, but
this is Rick.
I'm fine.
Yeah,
Hi.
it's not turned on.
Not in view.
Can't turn it off. No, you probably are, actually.
Oh, yeah, you're there.
Yeah,
you're there.
Yeah.
So
it gets the ceiling practically. Yeah. You'll be on camera getting your nose picked.
And that mic should pick up the majority of the episode.
So
Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
So
I was watching it, right? And then I started watching Foundation. When I started watching Foundation, I'm like, do I even want to go back to Obi-Wan? Like, that's how good Foundation was to me, and it's such a different
you
animal.
can kind of feel maybe how it's going to end.
But
I mean, you don't know exactly how Obi-Wan's going to end, right? But you kind of feel like the story.
Yeah, well,
it's going to be the usual Disney.
What I'm worried
to wrap up our unique characters and maybe extend a couple of things so we can go on to the next season or whatever.
What I'm worried about is a cliffhanger.
Right.
That where
it's already an hour and a half, I guess.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's longer. Yeah, it's like an hour and a half.
Be a slog.
Yeah. So.
Now.
It's gonna be a little movie.
I was about to say that I didn't like I had started watching Foundation. Wasn't sure I was going to go back and watch the episode 5 of the show, but I went and watched episode 5 of Obi-Wan, and I thought it was good.
So
like,
right.
I
liked how they didn't try and de-age people, right?
I think they could have.
You thought it was off-putting?
I think they should have maybe de-aged him because,
I didn't mind that part, I guess. It's like,
but
these two are old fogies.
I'm accepting of what we're getting.
Wait,
like,
I'm an old fogey.
I have criticisms again, but like I'm gonna let it play out, and what I don't want to like about it seems to be satisfied. Like it's like, okay, well they're not going too far. I just don't know. Like how will they resolve the Leia Obi-Wan situation? Again, it's contingent on so many things in this last episode.
He's going to stick his hand on her forehead, and
Yeah, but she's too strong in the Force for that to.
That's been proven already.
Yeah.
Okay, she's way too strong already. Doesn't even know maybe.
Yeah.
She has the Force.
Yeah.
Whatever. Okay. Yeah.
I think she knows she's special, but doesn't realize exactly how.
Leia's story has been rough on a lot of us, right?
Yeah.
The toddler running away from the, kidnappers, right? The getting rescued and then acting like a little bitch and running away, right? I mean,
well, she was like that almost all the way through,
right?
The whole thing.
Maybe I'm just like,
Well, part of the problems I have is that it so clearly establishes Obi-Wan with the Organas and Alderaan.
Yeah.
It just makes this like very obvious to everyone involved now that this kid was taken. Obi-Wan's there immediately, tracking her down and saving her. It's like so, and the Organa's not announcing an Amber Alert to the universe, right? Like this further. You can. You absolutely can. This implicates them further. They didn't want to because they didn't want so much attention put on their adopted child who is force sensitive and
it's a big secret anyway.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So there's that side of it too. Like, it's the biggest secret ever.
But I go back and forth with some of these things, like I've said, because it's like, well, politics do play a part in this, and things can't necessarily be done fast and overtly, and this does lead to why they destroyed Alderaan first 10 years later, right? It's like, you're going to pick a target? We'll pick a target. You know, you've already been a fucking thorn in our side for 10 fucking years, princess.
10 years,
yeah,
right?
So...
You've only gotten worse and worse,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Once you got rescued.
And
right?
so...
You've really been a problem since you got rescued because everybody's paying attention.
And so what I want from these stories is to add weight to those stories, and that does. That starts propping it up more. And that's what I want from when you're making things like this, they should prop them up more and make them have more weight and consequence, not less. It shouldn't make it like I've heard subtle complaints, right, about how there's not enough Darth Vader theme music being played, not enough Imperial March. But I'm like, if you're watching this chronologically, then those are just teases, right? You're getting teases of things that'll get payoff down the line. So that is good. That is good storytelling, and that can be effective. So if we're stepping out of what we know from episode 4, 5, 6, and 1, 2, 3, and just looking at that in a vacuum, then there's things that are iffy. But when you're watching it in sequence, then it might be better. It might be going, oh, this is great. This is great pacing. This is great. Right. I still don't like some of the choices in that story that just irks me. The little chasing, the scenes that went on too long. It's like, oh, no. The interrogation scene between Reva and Leia.
The coat, let's get you out of here.
That was...
that, I know. When I saw that, I was just
it's hard to sit through, right? You want to let it, you know... she pokes her head out 3 different times. So if you're gonna even go down the road of trench coat, it can never be what's going on.
Yeah,
right? Exactly.
Yeah,
I thought that was just like that lost me when they did that. I was like, really?
Doesn't the little girl understand that sticking her head out, she could get recognized? Like, there's a crowd of like
you could lose your head that way.
50 people. They all look very busy. Did you notice that part? I'm like, where the fuck are all you going? And
let me tell you something about that. we've seen that platform now.
Why can't you notice?
We've seen that platform.
Kid.
You're so fucking busy.
You don't see his face popping out where this guy's dick is? You don't see this?
Yeah, we've seen that platform a dozen times, and every time there's just people milling about in different directions, going nowhere, because there's only 2 ways to go: into the Inquisitor's office and out to the deck. But they're going every which fucking way. You know, there's people marching, whole regiments of troops marching.
So next scene, that was really hard too, right? The fucking landing bay, and 2 speeders. 2 speeders. You know, they had to go around in a circle.
Oh, yeah, snow
big
speeders.
Walkers,
Gotcha.
Right? They couldn't just kill them with their little sweet blasters. But here, 2 speeders come flying in to apparently the Inquisitor's home office.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff like that.
Blow a bunch of stuff up, but get away.
Yeah.
Except for the one guy. What was his name?
Fleck or Crumb or
Craig.
I don't know. Speck. I don't remember.
Craig.
We'll call him Craig.
Yeah, he had one line. I'll hold him off.
Yeah.
Well, he did.
Yeah.
And now he is gone.
It's not been focused.
Somebody put together his whole time.
15 seconds.
Where he's just in the background. You know, while people are talking.
It's not been enough about Obi-Wan and Vader, which it should have only been about. It's been about Reva and Leia. This whole series should have been focused on Leia or Vader and Obi-Wan's situation, and Obi-Wan saying, "Man, you don't got to do this. You can come back. You're not too far gone." That's what it should have been. Yeah.
And then a final scene.
Yeah.
Where Vader thinks, I can take you again.
And he fucks him.
Obi-Wan.
Yep.
I've heard the leaks. I won't say them here.
All right.
I'll spare everybody. But it could be good. Right? Could be good. Could be they dot every I that we're all like, there's too many fucking I's to dot. There's too many T's to cross. You guys have fucked up too much shit.
Hey, if they do. If they do, like, again, because here's the thing. They were able, and I've not even watched all of it, but they were able to do enough work with Clone Wars and Rebels and stuff like this to prop up the prequels to a point where now people who've hated the prequels for decades now starting to come around. Like, people don't hate the prequels as much anymore for a lot of reasons. The
last 5 years.
Yeah. The sequels really propped them up.
Made you take a look at the other ones. You know, those weren't so bad.
George Lucas really wasn't so bad, was he?
Like,
we really did have something there. Yeah, George Lucas was a treat. But anyway, we should actually probably wrap the show up pretty quick because we're already way overdue.
So there you have it, Obi-Wan.
Yes.
What's going to happen next?
Yep, the show will be out after it's over.
Kind of like the baseball season.
Boy.
What's coming next?
Preseason, I was like, oh, Mariners starting to make a couple moves. We could actually do something if they continue at this pace.
Psych.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of other teams, right? The Angels, right?
Yeah.
Didn't they just can their?
I've
21 straight games they lost or some shit.
Is that right?
Yeah, real bad.
Wow.
You think, you're just concerned with the Mariners. There's teams within our division.
Wow.
That are so much worse.
The
A's maybe. The A's are only drawing 6,000 people per home game.
Yeah, what happened to them? Because they were doing so good.
No, I mean, so
like last season they were doing great, right?
Who knows?
Like I said, what's next?
What is next?
Are the Reds?
I checked.
The Mariners beat the Red Sox.
I checked the standings like every 2 or 3 days.
So are they around 500 now? Or
who?
The Mariners.
They were not. Last I checked, but it was probably 2 or 3 days ago. They were still at 4 or something, 430, 420, something like that.
It's not bad, right? Still a long way to go.
Yeah, they were in 4th place in the division. They're not.
They're worse than the team that lost 20 in a row.
Yeah, last I checked.
That's horrible. Okay, let's check this out.
Yeah. While you're doing that, we're gonna wrap this up because we got to pack things up and things
Support
to do.
local music, buy their shit.
Yep. Like us
on the stuff down below.
Subscribe to our YouTube and like the videos. And there's more and more and more stuff coming out on that page daily, almost daily. So keep up on that. Share it with your friends. Share the videos. Those are always great to do. It's great content on there. And we appreciate all of your support.
Yep.
And thanks for Rick for popping in for our Star Wars coverage.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Yep. You're welcome to come in anytime.
All right.
Although we do this in random days. So, all right, everybody. Thanks again, and
bye.
Have a great week.
West Coast gangster getting West Coast papers. West Coast boy.
You're putting me through. Oh, can't you see? You're killing me. Yeah.
going out like Jesus Christ times 1,000. I'm gonna avoid you at all costs. You'll never know what you lost. I'm afraid to admit all of my mistakes. I can't help but feel like I'm a mistake through the chest of everyone who ever loved me best. I'm sorry if you invested at all. I'm a certain kind of narcissistic, one that covers some self-compassion. I always feel like I'm being watched, like I'm being judged by every fucking one. I hate you all. I hate you all. I just wish that we could evolve. Maybe everything is exactly where it's meant to be. I just can't keep justifying bigotry. Maybe everything is exactly where it's meant to be. I just can't keep justifying bigotry.
in mind. Pleasure will be found in this lane. You are not insane, and I am your savior. God is dead, no one will save you. I am temptation, I am the devil.
Well, darling, you're a cold one. You're like an ice cold shiver with a 10-foot pole. But darling, my desire is like a wildfire howling at the rising dawn. But blame it on that cold weather. And darling, you're a tough one. I try to crack you like an itty-bitty nut, but I got tools, girl, that I show you, like a steam train coming down the line of love. But blame it on that cold weather. Oh, let it go, we'll work it out. I sing slow, we're gonna melt it down. Oh, let it go, we're gonna work it out. The ice is slow, we're gonna melt it down. You're like a cold shiver with 10-foot pole. And darling, my desire is like a wildfire howling at the rising dawn. But blame it on that cold weather.
I don't need, I don't want no love, no more, no love. Sorry, I'm tired to fool around with you. Oh Lord, yeah. And it's changed so much since you've been gone, girl. Oh Lord, yeah. Well, it makes me wonder if I ever could go on this way. No more, oh no. You know why? I don't need, I don't want no more love, no. I don't need, don't want no love, no, no, no more. Maybe one day if I'm strong, maybe wonder if I'm wrong, then leave me there. I don't need, I don't want no love since you've been gone from me. Yeah, yeah. And it makes me wonder if I ever do the same things, baby, that you used to do to me. To do to me. How we've changed for the worse. Remember the first time we ever kissed, girl. Time we ever kissed, girl. How things change and rearrange, don't it seem strange? The way we look at one another now. I've been down, you've been out, too damn
damned, a knife in my chest. You can take my curse, love or hate, break through that gate. Truth is twisted, it's the point, bitch, you missed it.
I can never be what you want, baby. I'm not the one you want. Don't grieve for me. Bad vibes, oh my love. Bad vibes, oh no.
Yeah. Okay, since my start, second place. Spoiled heart, mask like face. I'm broken, and that's okay. I've been looking for a place to rest my head. Thought you were just that, my bad. Cut the lights, let the noise loose. Triple white nights, Roy, hold the juice. I'm about that life, better tie the noose. Roy did it again, that's breaking fucking news. Aye. My life was built upon the bones, I hold the throne. Thought things would change, but the pain still feels the same. I kill myself, but then I'm just another stain. Another stain. The weakest link, but I'm still the fucking chain. Thought things would change, but it's still the same. Wipe away the blood and the scum. Wipe you all away, just fucking run. Every day, I'm a slave, broken to the ill will of your ways. I'm a slave every day. I'm a slave, broken to the ill will of your ways. I'm a slave. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Break my spine, put me in line, make me feel I'm fine. Break my spine, put me in line, make me feel I'm fine. So sick of the shit. Either I'm trapped in my head or my bed. Make me feel like I need to be dead. Waste of flesh, unworthy to the gods. Tempted by the odds. Promise me gold, promise me fame. Promise me no one will forget my name. Forget my name. Every day, I'm a slave, broken to the ill will of your ways. I'm a slave every day. I'm a slave, broken to the ill will of your ways. I'm a slave every day. I'm a slave, broken by the ill will of your ways. I'm a slave. I'm a slave.
Let's get this party fucking started. Yeah, we're just trying to spend our lives getting wasted on the lake or not on your own acid. We just need some fucking time. We'll get this right, fucking killing our minds.
Fuck my mind. My brain keep on telling me that I should not be alive. But I just need to keep all of these thoughts inside until I die. Break my trust when she make lies up. If I slip my wrist, they won't take my cut. We just say life sucks, fucking lace my blunt. Cut the baseline up, come be fake like us.
I'm always fucking shit up, I never seem to have it. My brain is gone, who can I blame it on? Guess I'm chemically imbalanced, keep having these homicidal thoughts. Now they end up being rampant. I tend to be erratic, tendency to panic. That could be stagnant, rest of people frantic. Nervous when I go out, I don't do hell in crowd. I go through hell in silence, I'm overzealous now. I don't trust my own shadow, I know that that's around.
Break my trust when she make lies up. If I slip my wrist, they won't take my cut. We just say life sucks, fucking lace my blunt. Cut the baseline up, come be fake like us. My brain keep on telling me that I should not be alive. But I just need to keep all of these thoughts inside until I...
Thank you, Jesus, for all you've done. Thank you, Jesus, for what I've overcome. Thank you, Jesus, the chains are undone. This battle I've won, only through your blood. Thank you, Jesus, for the price you paid. Thank you, Jesus, the sacrifice you made. Thank you, Jesus, all my sin and shame has been wiped away. You clean my slate. Thank you, Jesus, the Father, Spirit, Son. Thank you, Jesus, my heart is undone. Thank you, Jesus, for all that's to come. Your will be done. Your will be done. Thank you, Jesus, Lord of all. Thank you, Jesus, you took the fall. Thank you, Jesus, you answer when I call.
it's your friends, yeah. But I don't even know your favorite animal, yet you think I need to hear about your life at school. You'll never break from your cage if you won't think of a key. In all your life's minor changes, I don't need to see. Yeah, I don't need to see. So swap your eyes for a screen, a whitewashed mind up for leaves by it. Infants nursed by a sight, a blank disposable life. And I don't even know your favorite animal, yet you think I need to hear it's your life at school. You never break from your cage if you won't think of a key. In all your life's minor changes, I don't need to see. Favorite animal, and I wouldn't even care.
refer you to 3 specific agency operations known as Amadeus, Pegasus, and Watchtower. I have Watchtower documents heavily redacted by the agency. I was personally exposed to CIA operations and recruited by CIA personnel who attempted to recruit me in the late 70s to become involved in protecting agency drug operations in this country. I have been trying to get this out for 18 years, and I have the evidence. My question for you is very specific, sir. If in the course of the IG's investigations and Fred Hitz's work, you come across evidence of severely criminal activity, and it's classified, will you use that classification to hide the criminal activity, or will you tell the American people the truth?
If you have information about CIA illegal activity in drugs, you should immediately bring that information to wherever you want. Let me suggest 3 places. The Los Angeles Police Department, the Inspector General, or office of one of your Congress persons from this.
Information out 18 years ago, and I got shot at and forced out of LAPD because of it. I've been on the record for 18 years nonstop, and I'll be happy to give you, Congressman, anything that I have.
Thank you, Mr. Rupert.